Continuing my previous presentation on social aspect of ESG, this presentation will focus on the social elements in ESG. Traditionally, business were primarily concerned with the profit margin and shareholder values. However, the evolving awareness of social issues has compelled companies to reassess their responsibility beyond their financial bottom line. The S in ESG encompasses various facets ranging from ensuring the well-being of the employees to actively contributing to the betterment of the society at large. It's important to note that the specific social issues under the ESG framework are not yet standardized in India and can, depending on the sector's size and the location of the company. However, the overarching focus is on the company's responsible and ethical engagement with its employees, communities, and stakeholders, fostering a sustainable and inclusive future for all. In the Indian context, the social pillar of the ESG framework encompasses a broader range of issues related to a company's impact on people and society. The social aspect of this framework is particularly noteworthy as it reflects the strong focus on the workforce within the factory premises and the community outside the factory premises, both embedded with the human rights aspect. The business scenario has now changed in the corporate world of the India. When considering the social pillar in ESG framework, it is not found in any one piece of the legislation but comes under the various pieces of legislation including the Factory Acts of 1948, Environment Protection Act of 1986, EIA notification of 2006 and subsequent changes made in the law concerning to the payment of the minimum wages, bonus, gratuity, welfare activities, health, the National Guidelines of Responsible Business Conduct which were issued by the Government of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the background of emerging global concern, the Sustainable Development Goals and safety, etc. The introduction of business responsibility and sustainability reporting and the Companies Act of 2013 plays a significant role in the social aspect of the ESG framework. Thus, it becomes apparent looking at the social elements both within and outside the company factory premises engulfed with the social pillar of the ESG framework in India is also reflected in the board reports, which discloses CSR related details and casts duties on a director of a company to act in good faith to promote the objective of the company for the benefit of its members as whole and in the best interest of the company, its employee, the shareholders, the community, and for the protection of the environment. This slide discusses the elements of social in ESG for responsible business that revolves around the 5 key parameters that are common in both influential about its operation, ideology, and the key players associated within and outside the factory premises. But one must know that the activities conducted in the factory premises are the main business activity and the activity outside the factory site will only be possible when earning profits. Thus, the activities outside the factory premises in the community development are a subset of the main activity within the premises. The business setup would be small or proprietor, partnership, LLP or private limited or limited business entity and is operated as per the existing commercial laws at various levels for different types of entity. The development activities are operationalized either directly by the business's owner or its subdivision registered under the non-profit entity as a trust, society or non-profit company under section 135. The internal activities involve various stakeholders like owners, shareholders, governing bodies, suppliers and clients, local and other concerned authorities and internal department configuration as per the activities like production, logistics, marketing, sales, finance, safety, R&D, etc. And also with the type of employee category like core team, middle level management, manager, supervisor, worker, both skilled and unskilled. The social elements that revolve around them are employee welfare with the diversity and equity, labor practice, orientation and training, grievance cell, women's safety and other operational safety standards embedded with the human right aspects. The external activities involve various stakeholders in the surrounding community, like the surrounding population within the 10 kilometers radial distance from the factory site, covering both affected and the general population, are likely to be covered and synchronized for all development social activities engaging in the initiative aimed at reducing the poverty by showing the way of increasing livelihood, eliminating hunger, promoting good health and well-being, ensuring quality education, environmental protection, and striving for the gender equality. These initiatives reflect a broader commitment to social responsibility and sustainability. These social elements in ESG should be demand-based, largely mandatory with a need assessment survey in the community. Incorporating the social program within the ESG framework requires a comprehensive approach to measurement and evaluation. Thus now, companies are adopting standard input, process, output and outcome indicator to assess the effectiveness of their social initiatives. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals provide a valuable roadmap in this regard as perceived by our national level think tank concerning all 17 Sustainable Development Goal, 169 targets and 306 national indicators. Now in the next slide, each social element under ESG will be elaborately discussed. This slide discusses the business activities management. Principally, there are 9 pillars for managing business activity. First is related to the corporate policy document. In today's corporate landscape, the management of business activities demands a holistic approach. A robust corporate policy document serves as the Bible for business ethics, embodying the principles that ensure the integrity and transparency in every transaction. Business protocol and standards are the pillar that uphold the operational excellence, fostering reliability and consistency in service delivery. Commercial responsibility is a cornerstone entailing a steadfast commitment to shareholders' value while balancing the profitability with the ethical practice. Social responsibility extends the corporate ethos into the community, reflecting an organization's commitment to societal and environmental stewardship. Finally, documentation good practices are the threads that bind these elements together, ensuring that every action and decision is recorded with the precision and clarity, enabling the accountability and facilitating the continuous improvement. The second is related to the internal and external stakeholders in India. Under the social aspect, the ESG framework effective management of business activity significantly involves internal stakeholders. A pivotal element is the establishment of the welfare department, ensuring employees' well-being and satisfaction. This department plays a crucial role in creating a supportive workplace environment, contributing to overall productivity and morale. Additionally, a grievance cell is essential for addressing employees' concerns and fostering a culture of open communication and trust. The environment, health and safety cell is another crucial component, prioritizing the workplace safety and environmental stewardship. Optional units like research and development and certified laboratories can further empower the business, driving innovation while adhering to the high safety and ethical standards. Collectively, these elements not only enhance the employees' engagement and satisfaction, but also bolster the company's reputation as a social responsible entity. In an organization, product responsibility is now the core issue under the social aspect of ESG framework, and for now managing business activities involves a strong focus on product responsibility, encompassing marketing, labeling, packaging and design interface. Ethical marketing is a paramount, ensuring that products are represented honestly and without exaggeration, fostering the consumer trust. Accurate labeling is crucial for informed consumer decision, including information about the product's environmental impact and ethical sourcing. Sustainable packaging, reducing waste and promoting recyclability is a growing priority in India's environmental consciousness. Lastly, the design interface must consider user accessibility and environmental impact, striving for innovation that align with the sustainable principles. This comprehensive approach not only enhances the customer satisfaction but also position companies as socially responsible leaders in the market. Effective management of raw material supply under India's ESG framework demand a strategic approach. Materiality assessment through stakeholders' engagement is central to this, identifying the most significant environmental and social aspect of raw material. It involves collaborating with all levels of the supply chain to improve the sustainability practice. Supply support is essential, focusing on sourcing from suppliers who adhere to ethical and environmental standards. Maintaining high quality raw material is the key to ensuring product sustainability and consumer safety. Furthermore, adopting extended producer responsibility (EPR) principles such as recycling and responsible waste management is critical for minimizing the ecological footprints of raw materials. These practices are integral for businesses striving to align with the social aspect of the ESG framework, ensuring the responsible and sustainable raw material management. Under the social aspect of the ESG framework in India, the management of business activities increasingly emphasizes the integration of technology interfaces. This includes a balanced approach to adopting both national, that is called Swadeshi, and international technology. Swadeshi or self-invented technology fosters self-reliance and innovation within the Indian market, supporting local economies and reducing dependency on the foreign technology. However, international technology are often indispensable for their advanced feature and the global standards. Businesses must judiciously combine these technologies, leveraging the strength of both to enhance the efficiency, productivity, and sustainability. This approach not only aligns with the ESG framework but also supports a diversified technological ecosystem, encouraging innovation and global competitiveness. In India, under the ESG framework, the adoption of the green logistics support system is crucial for sustainable business management. This approach encompasses eco-friendly practices in storage, warehousing, and material handling. It involves implementing energy-efficient storage solutions and reducing the carbon footprint of warehousing operations. In packaging and transportation, the focus is on use of sustainable material and optimizing route to minimize emission. The handling, storage, and disposal of goods must adhere to the environmental standard, reducing the waste and promoting recycling. Additionally, an efficient inventory and tracking system such as LIFO, last in, first out, or FIFO, first in, first out, enhance the management of stock, reducing overproduction and wastage. These practices collectively contribute to a sustainable supply chain, aligning business activity with the social and environmental goal of the ESG framework. In India, under the ESG framework, businesses are increasingly focusing now on obtaining various certifications to demonstrate their commitment to the quality, accreditation, green technology, sustainability, and governance. These certifications, both national and international, serve as a benchmark for operational excellence and social responsibility. Quality certifications like ISO ensure the adherence of the international standard, enhancing product and service reliability. Accreditation certificates validate the credibility and the competency of the businesses. Green technology certification highlights the adoption of eco-friendly practice, while sustainability certificate attests to a company's commitment to environmental and social stewardship. Governance certificates meanwhile ensure transparency and ethical business conduct. Collectively, these certifications not only enhance the reputation of the business but also align it with the global sustainable goals, making it competitive and responsible in evolving market landscape. Effective business management necessitates the progressive approach to human workforce management under the ESG framework. Capacity building is the key, focusing on the development of the both permanent and contractual employees. A dynamic reward system encompasses promotion policies and recognition like annual Best Employee Award, foster a culture of appreciation and motivation. Employment strategy should embrace diversity offering equitable opportunity across various demographics including gender and disability. The strategy should balance the retention of experienced staff with fresh appointments, managing exits with sensitivity. In the event of the factory accidents, a rapid response to mitigate material and human loss is a critical, prioritizing the welfare of the injured or bereaved, encouraging the workforce interaction through regular meetings and surveys promotes transparency and collaboration. Additionally, safeguarding the right to raise grievance with the access to specialized complaint cell and external arbitration is vital for maintaining a fair, respectful, and inclusive workplace environment. The last and the most important under the ESG framework is related to business management involving advanced information system practice. The use of licensed software stands as a testament to a company's commitment to legal compliance and ethical operation. Implementing electronic systems such as ERP or SAP facilitate streamlined, efficient management of business operation. The type of data generated internally must be handled with utmost security, considering the sensitivity of the business intelligence and the personal data. When it comes to disseminating data in public domain, companies must navigate the fine line between the transparency and data protection. Establishing a web domain and publishing data online requires a strategic approach, ensuring that all information shared is accurate, timely, and reflective of the company's ESG value. This practice not only enhances the stakeholders' trust but also solidify the company's reputation as a socially responsible entity. Now let us discuss the external social elements in ESG for India. The management of business activities under the social aspect of the environmental, social and governance framework in India requires multifaceted approach involving various stakeholders. These collaborative efforts ensure regulatory compliance, build a strong reputation and foster a sustainable business model. Owners, shareholders, regulators, financiers, technological experts, suppliers, and local administration play a crucial role in shaping strategic decision, promoting ethical practice, ensuring legal compliance, supporting sustainable initiatives, and aligning business operation with community needs. Additionally, a dedicated corporate social responsibility cell or department potentially linked with the non-governmental organization or non-profit companies drives social initiatives that resonate with the company's values and stakeholders' expectations. Businesses in India are expected to go beyond profit making and addresses social issues such as poverty, education, and health through community development and sustainable practice. This approach enhances the brand reputation, fosters consumer loyalty, and drives long-term growth. Companies are adopting green technology, reducing waste, and conserving resources, acknowledging the interconnection between the social responsibility and environmental sustainability. Prioritizing employment and workplace responsibilities such as ensuring safe, respectful, and empowering work environment, equitable opportunities, professional development, and work-life balance contributes to organizational success and societal well-being. Effective management under the ESG framework requires business to closely align their operation with societal needs, demonstrating a commitment to ethical practices, social equity, and community well-being. Infrastructure support is a strategic aspect of managing business activities within the social framework of ESG. Businesses can contribute significantly to societal well-being through the construction and maintenance of essential infrastructure like toilets, roads, electricity, and water supply system. Initiatives such as building new facilities, repairing existing structure, and establishing check dam, asylum center, and hospital reflects a comprehensive commitment to societal progress and aligned with the national development goals. The social aspect of ESG framework has significantly impacted community services in India, including education, healthcare, livelihood, skill development, food security, and microcredit scheme. businesses are incorporating social responsibility into their core strategy, ensuring their operation positively affect society. This includes supporting household ancillary industries, promoting green belt development, skill development programs, educational support, and healthcare services. However, managing business activities under the social aspect of ESG framework often faces opposition from the activities who challenge companies to adopt more responsible practices, respect human rights, and environmental standards. These groups advocate for transparency, accountability, and prioritizing the sustainability and social equity, urging business to address issues related to labor rights, environmental degradation, and community displacement. Overall, the management of the business activities under the social aspect of ESG framework in India requires a collaborative efforts involving various stakeholders addressing social issues, prioritizing the sustainable practice, infrastructure support, community service, and addressing concerns raised by the activities. This comprehensive approach fosters a sustainable business model that aligns with the societal needs and promotes inclusive growth. Now let us look what are the common social elements in ESG execution. The social aspect of the environmental, social, and governance framework plays a crucial role in shaping responsible and sustainable business practice in India. It encompasses three key elements: legal compliance, adherence to national and international guidelines, and the adoption of the welfare-based and right-based approaches. Firstly, the business in India are maintained to comply with the comprehensive legal framework that covers factory operations, environmental conservation, employee welfare, land acquisition, international business law, trade regulations, and intellectual property protection. Adherence to these laws is not merely about avoiding legal repercussion but about building a foundation for responsible and sustainable business practices. Successful navigation of these legal requirements positions companies as leaders in corporate responsibility and sustainability, ultimately securing a competitive advantage in the global market. Secondly, the management of the business activities under the social aspect. The ESG framework is guided by the principles and standards such as National Guides on Responsible Business Conduct, the Global Reporting Initiatives, and the Security and Exchange Board of India Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting Framework. These guidelines emphasize corporate, social, and environmental responsibility, urging businesses to adopt practices that ensure sustainable development and equitable growth. Aligning with these standards enhance the transparency, accountability, and ESG rating, attracting investors keen on sustainable and responsible investing. Thirdly, the business in India are adopting welfare-based and right-based approach under the social aspect of ESG framework. The welfare-based approach focuses on employees' well-being and within the factory premises and community welfare outside. This translates into better healthcare, education opportunities, improved working conditions, and community development projects such as building infrastructure, supporting local education, and providing healthcare services. The right-based approach aims to empower employees within the factory premises and advocate for the right of the community outside. This approach is grounded in the recognition of the universal human rights and involves creating a work environment that upholds labor rights, promotes equality, and protects against the discrimination. Outside the factory, companies engage in community initiatives that support the right of education, access to clean water, and environmental justice. By prioritizing human rights, business not only comply with the international standards and local regulation but also build trust and loyalty among their stakeholders, contributing to the sustainable and equitable development model that values people over profit. In conclusion, the social aspect of ESG framework in India is robust and continue to evolve, supported by various legislation, regulations, and guidelines that mandates corporate social responsibility activities and disclosures, thereby promoting social responsibility among the corporations. This also led to surge in ESG investing, reflecting the growing importance of social consideration in the Indian corporate landscape. discusses the challenges to social in ESG among industries. The adoption of ESG framework within the Indian industry highlights a pressing dilemma, the struggle of social enterprises to balance purpose over profit with the need of financial sustainability and scalability. This model, while fostering the community development and addressing environmental concerns, often result in lower profitability, rendering these enterprises less appealing to traditional investment channels. These fundamental challenges threaten the very essence of the social enterprises which aim to harness business tools to address societal issues effectively. The crux of this problem lies in the misconception that financial success and social impact are mutually exclusive. For social enterprises to have a transformative, effective society, they must scale their operation, requiring a sustainable financial model that attracts investment without compromising their social objective. Achieving these balance demands innovative approach to business and funding, including impact investment, which value both social and financial return, and strategic partnership that enhance operational efficiency and market research. Moreover, the difficulty in integrating the balanced approach to ESG disclosure adds to another layer of complexity. The companies that are under pressure to provide transparent and meaningful reporting on their social and environmental aspects alongside their financial performance. This challenge is called for a sophisticated strategy that leverages ESG reporting as a tool for demonstrating the company's comprehensive value propositions, encompassing ethical governance, social responsibility, and environmental stewardship. To navigate these challenges, social enterprises must embrace creativity in their business model, seek outside non-traditional funding sources, and commit to rigorous and transparent ESG reporting. By doing so, they can reconcile the pursuit of purpose with profitability, ensuring their sustainability and enabling them to make a significant impact on society. Now let us discuss the unaddressed issues and challenges of social in ESG. In India, the integration of social aspect into the environmental, social and governance framework present a unique set of challenges, particularly for industries outside the Fortune 1000 listed companies. While these businesses contribute significantly to product export and GDP, their approaches to ESG, especially the social component, often lack depth and is plagued by several unaddressed issues. One of the primary challenges is prevailing mindset that view social responsibility as a form of a sanction or a punishment rather than an integrated part of the business ethics. This perspective leads to minimal engagement with social initiatives, treating them as a checkbox activity rather than a core aspect of business strategy. Consequently, there is a disproportionate emphasis on businesses and financial aspects with less weightage given to the social service sector and sustainable development goal. Furthermore, the failure of corporate environment funds under the corporate social responsibility initiate highlights a significant gap in technical expert related to measuring and managing carbon and water footprints. Many companies struggle to integrate an effective environment management plan with CSR budget primarily due to lack of technical know-how. Another critical issue is the approach to assessing the socio-economic needs of the project affected population. Companies often conduct these assessments with a supply side bias, focusing on what they can offer rather than what the community truly needs. This top-down approach neglects the demand aspect, leading to initiatives that may not fulfill addresses the community real challenges or contribute effectively to their development. Additionally, the documentation of social needs and integration of these findings into ESG reports remain underdeveloped. There is an overemphasis on financial audit with little attention given to measuring the outcomes of corporate social responsibility or corporate environment responsibility and environment social governance initiative based on the social impact. This financial-centric approach to auditing overlooks the importance of social audit, which are crucial for assessing the real impact of corporate initiatives on societal well-being and sustainable development. The lack of trained and accredited professionals capable of conducting through social audit exacerbate these challenges. The absence of expertise in accurately assessing and reporting on the social impact of business activities leaves a significant gap in the ESG framework effectiveness, undermining the credibility and reliability of the ESG disclosure. Addressing these challenges requires a paradigm shift how businesses perceive and integrate social responsibility into their operation. It calls for a more balanced approach to ESG that places equal importance on social, environment, and governance aspects. Businesses must cultivate a deeper understanding of socio-economic context in which they operate, develop technical expert in environmental management, and prioritize the genuine engagement with the community needs. Investing in training and accreditation for professionals in social auditing will enhance the quality and transparency of ESG reporting, ensuring that the social impact of the business's activities is accurately captured and communicated. Ultimately, overcoming these hurdles necessitates a concreted efforts from business regulatory bodies and professional organizations to reframe social responsibility as a cornerstone of corporate strategy. By doing so, they can ensure that their contribution to society and the environment are meaningful, measurable, and aligned with the broader goal of sustainable development. Now, this last slide discusses the policy implication for implementing social parameters in ESG framework of business operation for equity and sustainability. The evolving landscape of business operation in India is increasingly being sculptured by the imperative integration of environmental, social, and governance framework. Among these, the social parameters stand out of the beacon of transformative potential, guiding enterprises towards a future where equity and sustainability are not just an aspiration but foundational pillars of business strategy. The policy implication for weaving these social parameters into the fabrics of corporate conduct are both profound and pivotal, charting a course of business to become agent of societal change and guardian of sustainable development. First, at the heart of this transformative journey is the harmonization of the business practice with social equity and environmental stewardship. The policy encourages businesses to adopt practices that bolster economic growth while fortifying the social fabric by embedding social consideration into every layer of business decision making, from supply chain logistics to product development, employee welfare, and community engagement. Second, to navigate this journey, policies must guide businesses towards responsible corporate conduct, championing social welfare and advocating for fair labor practice, diversity, inclusion, and human rights protection. The narrative needs to shift from viewing social responsibility as a hurdle to embracing it as a competitive advantage, lightening the path to innovation, brand loyalty, and long-term prosperity. Third, catalyzing the change requires incentivizing business to embed social equity and sustainability. Policy framework should reward pioneering companies integrating social parameters through tax benefits, subsidies, preferential market access, and public recognition. These incentives nudge social responsible practice and position businesses as trailblazers for sustainable corporate future. Fourth is related to promoting the transparency and accountability through rigorous social audit and ESG reporting illuminates business social footprint, fostering accountability. This transparency empowers stakeholders' decision and encourages continuous social performance improvement. It weaves trust between corporation, communities, and the environment, strengthening their bonds. Sixth is Policy should empower the business as engines driving social innovation and sustainable development by supporting capabilities and strategies addressing social challenges innovatively, fostering collaboration between business, government, civil society, and academia, create an ecosystem catalyzing shared value creation benefiting society. Next is related to the partnership, creates synergy for scale and lasting change. NGO collaboration combine business resource with the grassroots level network. The tri-sector initiative bring government, community and private sectors together by aligning interests, shared goals, propel progress exponentially. Another is related to reward system that must reinforce behavior that grows the pie together, not compete or slice. Performance metrics should track inclusion, empowerment and equality indicators. Leader with high EQ and systems thinking skill requires profits and social impact can coexist and uplift communities. Stakeholder dialogues and collaboration also underpin successful policy design and implementation. Government, companies and community representative co-creating ESG roadmap can enhance public trust and compound social impact. Platforms for two-way engagement are invaluable. Last but not the least is embedding social parameters with the ESG marks, a new area where business transcend economic roles, becoming pillar of the social equity and sustainability. Embracing these policies allows corporations to create legacy measured by societal and planetary impact, not just for profit. This integrates equity and sustainability into economic success, heralding a future where doing good is inseparable from business thriving. Overall, addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach involving collaboration between responsible business within and outside the factory premises that tend to commit to continuous learning and adaptation. Taking lead from this, my next presentation will be on ESG governance. So stay tuned for the next week with the interesting topic on my channel. Till then, bye-bye.